You've announced that you're leaving Univision. What are your plans? And I'm hoping they include perhaps something you can tell us about in terms of, I'm just sitting here thinking it would be great for these stories to be told to people who maybe are not already knowing about them in your own Univision community.
Right. You might be surprised, but there is no plan. Yesterday, one of the people that was honored with it was Maria Hinojosa, a journalist that I respect very much. And she said, so what's the plan? I said, there's no plan. She said, you're kidding me. I thought that you were leaving because you had this big plan. And I said, no, I don't have a plan. I know what I'd like to do, but it's not a plan. I'll tell you what. I've been working for Univision almost 37 years. And my contract ended this year. And I not want to renew it because I think it's time for me to do something different. I guess it's one of those things where you look at your life and you look at your career and what you've done, and I know that I love my job and I love what I have done. But at this stage of my life, if I want to do something different, I have to do it now. I don't think I can wait a few more years to do something different. When I saw people that I admire, like Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer, they didn't do the same thing for 36 and a half years, and that doesn't mean that you don't have a career anymore. So I'm sort of like challenging myself. I always tell young people, I always tell students, go after your dreams. So now it's time for me to practice what I preach and go after my dreams. I mean, it's never too late to dream, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
I tell my students I'm old to be this idealistic, actually.
So, I think that doing this story and doing a lot of specials that I've done made me fall in love with this format and made me realize that instead of daily news, I would rather dedicate myself to doing documentaries and long-form specials and news magazines. And also, I grew up as a, Chicana in LA, speaking English and Spanish. And I want to go back to being that young Chicana in LA, speaking English and Spanish, and maybe there's an opportunity for me to be able to work in both languages. And I would love to be able to tell these stories to different audiences. Because after a while you think, well, are we preaching to the choir? Are we telling ourselves the stories that we already know? This airs in Univision. I mean, we did it in English and it aired on Fusion, but most of them are only in Spanish. And, yes, I think, our community wants to hear the stories about themselves. But how about people that don't know them hearing these stories? So I'm going to explore the possibilities out there in this ever-growing media landscape that is changing. There's so many platforms now. Now people are, I don't know if young people want to see me, but I want them to watch me.
I think they do.
At least the ones that were forced by their parents to watch because they know me. I'm so lucky. I mean, Jorge Ramos and I are so lucky because some other people say, well, young people usually don't know journalists. Yeah, but their parents used to say, it's time to have dinner. A las noticias. You have to watch the newscast. So thank you, parents, for making your kids watch the newscast.